I'm the mum.
And I'm the fangirl. And by the end of this episode, you're going to be a Midnight Till Morning fan. I've made a presentation for you of everything you need to know about Midnight Till Morning in order for me to turn you into a fan. So, are you ready to take a look at this band?
Sure, let's do it.
The first thing you need to know is that this whole story starts with them being put together on a Netflix show called Building the Band. Welcome to Voiceover Jade, where she realised that the audio doesn't work for these clips for YouTube reasons. So here is what we're talking about during this clip. That's Mason. That's Zach. This is Shane. And this one's Connor. Is this an audition clip? No, this is the first time they've seen each other. So here's the context you need about that moment. So you're probably wondering a bit of why they are acting like that, like when they first appear on stage and the first time you see each of the boys. So the context of the show Building the Band is that originally each person auditioned and it was blind audition, so you couldn't, so everyone else, all of the other contestants were in a room and they had headphones on, and then one by one they'd go and they'd perform on the stage, and then if you wanted them in your band you'd press a button, and you had to get like a certain amount of people press your button to be able to form a band. And then after that, they'd break off and you could talk to the people who's, like if you'd both pressed your button for each other. So in the end, there were only a certain amount of bands formed. They were one of the last few bands. They didn't actually get to see each other until their first performance.
Right.
And that's what that is.
That's what that is. Okay.
So a big part of why a lot of the audience tuned in to this show Building the Band is the fact that it was actually Liam's final project. And something that really stuck with a lot of people who have become fans of Midnight Till Morning is sort of how they interacted with Liam, how they really took on board all of his advice and just spent time learning as much as they can about someone who's previously had been in a boy band.
Right.
So
I've got a very big soft spot for you boys. You remind me a lot of what we were like when we were on the show. I've got a soft spot for you guys. Don't let me down.
You won't.
Boy bands.
Immediately, what fans really connected with is they were so honouring of Liam Payne. All of this knowledge he had about boy bands that came before them. I mean, obviously Liam himself was in a boy band.
Yeah.
They took on board every lesson that he gave to these boys, and Liam saw something in them. There's actually a clip of him saying, when they went home, there's a clip of Liam saying,
One Direction came third. People think we won. We didn't win, we came third.
thought that they won because of the success they went on to have.
Yes.
And at the time of recording, Liam said, I feel like that's going to be you guys. And as you will see as the story unfolds, boy, was that just a prophecy, really. With everything they've gone on to do, he knew somehow. But fans really connected to what Liam said there because they're like, he was in a boy band, he was on a show, he would know.
Yeah.
So yeah. One particularly heartwarming moment is something that Mason said to Liam in one of the judging, so I'll show you that clip.
I just want to say, Liam, when I was about 11 years old, my family won tickets from Australia. My sisters are obsessed with you, and they won flights for my whole family to sit front row at Madison Square Garden when I was a little kid. And ever since that moment, I wanted to be in a group, and it's kind of a full circle moment to be here with a group and performing in front of you. So thank you, man.
Thank you. Hi, sisters.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
So that's pretty cool, really inspiring, and it's actually really nice to see that go full circle. That actually Liam got to hear the impact that what he had done, and as an 11-year-old boy, right? That's what inspired as an 11-year-old boy making that trip, seeing the band there, goes, yeah, that's what I want to do, and how amazing to then be mentored by the person that inspired you. That is like, how many people get that opportunity to
Not very
have
many.
your inspirational hero be your mentor?
I know.
Yeah.
I know, and that's even to this day, and every chance they get in an interview, all of those boys are like, you know, all of the knowledge that we got. And I think one of them even said in an interview, like really early on, when they, because Building the Band was filmed before it was put out there, but it was like their first interview when they sort of were able to say like, hey, look, we're still a band post-show. One of the boys said like, there's so much that didn't get aired of conversations with Liam, and they're like,
obviously, yeah.
Yeah, and they took in every bit of information.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing is that post-filming the show, they have been so honouring of Liam. Even before they put out any music of their own, immediately they made their Instagram page, announced, hey, we're still together as a band, and immediately this was the first thing they did.
YouTube doesn't want me to show the clip or the audio for this one, so just for your reference, this was Midnight Till Morning singing Night Changes by One Direction.
That was very honouring for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to show their roots and just respect what he meant in their world.
Yeah, exactly. But it was also like a moment where I think the show came in a time where a lot of Directioners, their hearts were just absolutely broken, and to see that this new band that was up and coming had all of this respect and was incredibly honouring, and like were able to acknowledge all of this history that came before them.
Yeah.
It made all of these broken-hearted Directioners feel like there was the safe place for them.
Yeah. Well, they actually, during that time, there wasn't always a lot of respect in there given. So it's really refreshing to see respect being given in a really good way. And actually, it's a good way of demonstrating them, because actually in that moment, you can actually hear their vocals. You can actually see them interacting. So it's actually like that clip there kind of gives us a bit more of an insight to them as a band as well. Yeah. There's something about just sitting on the steps with the acoustic guitar harmonising together actually kind of says, actually, you know what, I'm kind of interested to look a little bit more into this group.
Yeah, exactly. After they've been on Building the Band, at this point, they've announced that they're still together. We've got a couple of clips really honouring Liam. The next thing they did really, really quickly that sort of brought in a lot of fans is they dropped new music teasers, like really quickly.
Your brand could be the next brand featured on our podcast. For promotion inquiries, please email hello@thegroovymoo.co.nz.
Wow, Mum, that was a really long ad break. Look at that, the lights even changed.
They did.
So at this point, they've been on Building the Band.
Yep.
They've created an Instagram account announcing that they've stuck together post the show. They've had all of these different moments really honouring of Liam.
Yes.
And now they need to build a name for themselves. So at this point, they started dropping new music teasers really, really quickly. Like, the show had just had its final episode, and immediately they were dropping teasers.
It's good marketing.
Really good marketing. They built a really strong fan base straight away. They had a Discord channel, and like fans could chat amongst themselves. They had like regular live streams. And it's really unclear if they studied it or not, but they definitely understood how fan engagement worked. Because immediately they were really connecting with their fans.
Great.
Okay. Also immediately, in these teasers for their music, they really just like showed us all of their personality. Immediately there were like so many inside jokes. And so I'm going to show you a couple of examples of this.
Okay.
So this is another really important clip because you get to see a lot of their personality and moments throughout filming the show. So the song that was originally playing during this time was Bye. Bye was their first song that they released. Directly after that song went live, they also gave us Ghost of Us because it was a double release. So that was a really fun surprise. We'll be back to regular audio shortly, but a lot of this podcast is just me having to do voiceovers because YouTube is really, really strict apparently. So enjoy, I guess. Alright, here we go. Audio returning in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, my name's Connor Smith. Goodbye.
Mason Watts, goodbye.
Shane Appel, goodbye.
Zach Newell, goodbye.
So immediately, when they were promoting their first single, it was all using clips from them during the show.
Yes.
Or them hanging out during the time of filming the show.
Yeah.
And so immediately fans could see exactly the dynamics between them and like who they were supporting.
But it shows where they come from. So
Yeah.
it's acknowledging, actually, this is how we started, and now we're going to move forward with us. But this is how we started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then, so that was one way that they really showed you who they were, is with all of those clips.
Right.
And then, like I said, they had a lot of inside jokes.
Mhm.
So here's the second clip.
Okay.
So once again, you have my voice and not the actual clip because they are playing their song Bye in this clip. So every time they play the song Bye, you will have my voice instead. So enjoy.
Okay. That was a little hard for me to see. All I could see was someone's butt sticking up.
I'll be highly surprised if you can find all four.
I found two before.
So I'm not going to make you watch all of this because it took a while and also because YouTube won't allow it. But we ended up having to watch this clip 4 more times because Mum insisted on finding every band member.
It's like some of those games, like, you know, those picture things like, where's Wally?
Yeah.
Where's the Wallies? I only found 3 Wallies.
Where-
Actually, it's a pair of hide and seek. Look, that's the thing of hide and seek. I must say, that looks like it's Connor because I can see tattoos, and he's got tattoos like that. So I'm sorry, Connor, but you're not very good at hide and seek because it's kind of obvious. Actually, the worst one was a guy lying at the steps. That was pretty obvious.
Yeah, but I mean, Connor's half sticking out behind a bush.
You can see the
Mason's behind the lamppost pole.
pole
Sorry, lamppost was
post thingy. Yeah.
Well, either way, no matter what it is, because clearly I didn't do well in high school. Whatever he's behind, you can see Mason.
Yes.
Shane's just not even tried to hide.
Yeah.
And so you're like, oh, this is really obvious. And so as the camera pans, you think you're going to see Zach. And I think, if I'm going to admit this, I actually had to go into the comments and I had to, like, see where someone else had said,
You couldn't find the 4th Wally.
no, you could not find, you could not find Zach, no.
Yeah.
But where I think a lot of this started as well is that in all of their, like, early live streams, there was always that one boy who wasn't sitting close enough to the camera. And, or, like, the one boy who, like, you could see his, like, his elbow maybe in the frame.
Yeah.
And so the amount of comments where, like, depending on who was, like, back left, like, whichever boy was sitting there, all of the comments in the live stream would be like, are they okay? Why are they off camera? Like, so
Yeah.
I think that might be,
A little bit of play on that, maybe.
I reckon.
Yeah.
Because it was,
Or which
it was
ones
around
of
about
colour
that
are
time.
are they okay? Where are they hiding? Are they all right?
Yeah. So.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of get that. I'll give them that one.
So another thing that immediately stood out with this band is that they knew their target audience and they ran with that.
Yeah.
And all of their early covers, because again, like, even though they were promoting their first single, they didn't have like a full EP or a full album. But they obviously still needed to get enough content out there that
Yes.
fans would still show up.
Yeah.
So all of their early covers really reflected this target audience that they knew. So some of these covers you're actually going to recognise.
Wow.
I hope so.
Well, yeah, that's going to be bad if I don't know.
Should we start with the one that you're most likely to know first or the one you're least likely to know first?
Let's actually give me a little bit of a confidence boost
Okay.
for the one that I'm most likely. Right.
Alright.
You guessed it, not allowed to include those clips either. So what happened here is the first one was Amnesia by Five Sauce, and Mum did know that one. And then Baby by Justin Bieber, she did not know. And then Youngblood by Five Sauce, she did know.
So this first clip here was their first announcement that they were going on tour.
Yep. Okay. Okay. You're looking at me like I need to brace myself. Ready?
You kind of do.
Oh, golly.
Yo! We're going on tour!
We gotta tell Connor.
So once again, you have my voice and not the actual clip because they are playing their song Bye.
We're going on tour! Yeah!
So immediately after that, fans loved the inside joke, but didn't actually understand the point.
Yeah, I must admit that was a little bit like, okay, I'm not quite sure where they're going with that one.
I think the issue was that, as funny as that voice was, a lot of people didn't catch what Connor said.
I didn't catch what Connor said, must admit, but I've got old ears.
The only reason why I know is because there are captions on the video.
I've got old eyes and my glasses don't work anymore, and I couldn't read them. I was like, what?
So
But anyway.
really quickly after that, they had to make another video, another couple of videos to really tell fans, hey, we're going on tour. So this is the second clip.
Okay.
I bet you're waiting for those pills to hit us in the head.
Well, it's not going to happen until you buy tickets to our tour on sale now.
Well, I hope someone bought tickets then. Because they said it's not going to happen until you buy tickets, and then it hit them in the head. So did you buy tickets?
Well, if you're going to ask me if I bought tickets, unfortunately, no New Zealand dates yet.
Yeah.
But I'm sure somebody bought tickets, because as we'll see later on, they went on to have successful shows.
Yes.
And then the third clip, I think, is the best way, because you know that they're on tour, there's inside jokes, and they are really clearly playing on their target audience.
So this one, it wouldn't let me allow the picture or the sound, but it was them recreating the theme song for Friends.
Okay, that's really clever. Yep, that gets you really interested, actually. Yep.
That clip, I was like, oh, that is genius.
I'm a Friends generation person, so there you go. Yes, I was like, oh, okay, I like that.
Yes, immediately, I'd only just clicked on the video, and immediately you heard the song. And you're like, I'm invested.
Actually, to be fair, I worked it out before you did it, because I saw the writing on the screen, and I'm like, that looks like the Friends writing. So you go, a very, very clear marketing there, because you hadn't even pushed play, haven't heard the sound. I'm like, that's Friends.
And would you have clicked on that video if you saw it on your feed?
Possibly, yes.
And that's on successful marketing.
Yeah.
Then you knew exactly who they were playing to. Because the other thing is that if you think about their target audience, there's a lot of young people as well who will have to rely on their parents sort of being invested enough to sort of buy the tickets or like go with them. And so if you can market to young people but also pique the parents' interest, you're in.
Yeah.
You're getting
that's
sales.
true. Like, how many, we've been to a few concerts together, right? So you have to pick that, you know. And if it was something that I'll be like, oh, I don't really know about that. Like, if you're taking the teens, you'd be going, nah, that's just like, I don't agree with that scene or whatever. But yeah, that made it look a bit more family friendly, right?
So what I'm hearing is that when they eventually, hopefully, possibly drop New Zealand dates, you'll go with me.
Oh, yeah, I will. Well, we're just concert buddies anyway. There's a few that I wouldn't go to, but...
Funny she should say that, because there are definitely a few that she wasn't invited to.
Yes, I would. They caught me with they've done fishing and caught the fish.
And we're not even at the end of the episode, and I think this one's going to win. So at this point, there are a few other bands from Building the Band that people were sort of like, are they going to stick together, are they not? But immediately, again, they knew exactly what they were doing. They all got matching band tattoos, and immediately it felt like a promise. This is real for us. We are sticking together.
Well, this shot, Mason said he'd get matching tattoos of me.
There's no way he's going to hit this shot, though. We're safe. Stress less.
Sorry, I'm going to get that tattooed.
Copyrighted audio. 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 Copyrighted audio.
It's kind of cute. Yeah.
So you may notice that there were 3 members who got the tattoo, but there were 4 members in the band. So after much harassment from the fans, but really it was the other members of the band, Zach ended up getting a ring with it engraved in there, with the little heart logo engraved in there.
Yeah.
So immediately they all had this matching heart.
Yeah.
And it was this promise. Like, fans felt really secure, like, they mean it. They're not going anywhere. Because, like, who puts a tattoo on themselves for a band that they don't intend on sticking with?
But actually, I'm going to circle back to that comment you made about Zach, that he not getting the ring, because that's a really interesting point. That, I mean, tattoos are permanent forever, and he was still very invested in the band, obviously, because he got that. But actually, to say, like, you know, you don't actually have to do the tattoo to still be that, because, I mean, tattoos, they are permanent, and some people don't want to have that on their body for whatever reason. So, but he still made a real declaration that this was, yeah. But I actually think good on him for sticking to his guns and not actually tattooing himself if he didn't feel like he wanted to.
If this video gets enough likes, I will get song lyrics tattooed just to disappoint my mother.
You're starting to see a lot of the humour and a lot of how they interact starting to pop up. But one thing that fans immediately connected with is they don't just commit to the bits, they are up to date on the latest trends. So what I'm about to...
What trends?
Nothing bad, I promise.
Some of these trends, like, they're like, oh my, get out. Okay, I'm ready.
Alright, boys. So we got tour starting October. We just dropped our first singles. Who ate the peanut butter? We just got this.
I don't even like peanut butter.
You never seen me touch it? Connor.
I told you for years. I'm allergic. Boys, it wasn't me, I swear. No,
Are you
shit,
sure,
no,
dude?
wait, no. It wasn't me.
Are you sure?
He wasn't allergic to peanut butter. It would have been a real fun experience. Mention that.
If he was allergic.
To peanuts. Yeah.
I always wanted you to be my baby. When you touch me, boy, you drive me crazy. I don't wanna be your secret lover, but when I get you, boy, there'll be no other.
I thought that was kind of funny. I've seen other people that have posted on Facebook, and they've seen like people doing these most out there poses and everything, and then they've tried to recreate it. And some of them are actually kind of really funny of the attempts to recreate it and how difficult it actually is to do some of these things. Like some people must be contortionists to begin with to do some of those poses, right? So I actually think they did a really good job of that. They actually pulled them off quite well. Yeah, it's kind of funny.
So then, sort of on theme with this, by the time they were doing promo for their third song, we knew exactly who they were still keeping up to date with trends. And this first clip here, I think you're really going to appreciate because you and I have done something similar before.
Yep, you guessed it, another copyright song. So you're back with my voice.
You did, and I used to joke about that. We used to call it the upside down face.
Yeah, but we did a clip like that before for something that you and I did.
Yeah.
When we were presenting for something.
Yeah.
So the second I saw that, I actually was going to send it to you. Except I sort of like knew that eventually I wanted to make this video, so I didn't send it to you.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that got me immediately.
Upside down face is always funny.
Yeah. And so then, as you can see here, they actually sort of like, the song was called Navy Eyes. The context of what is like all these things about eyes.
Yeah, I have heard of the song Navy Eyes. I've actually heard it. That looks like a lot of fun. And they've got big like inflatable soccer balls. Do they actually go rolling down the hill?
One of them did, and I think from memory, I want to say it was Mason, but at the it was at the point when I've just recorded the video, but it wasn't out yet. And the very next day they had it live, and like Mason appeared all like bruised and cut up and scratched up, and everyone's like, "What's going on?" He said, "Trust me, like this will all make sense soon." And then the first teaser came out for this video, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's what happened."
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, because those ones that you can, they kind of almost look like the ones that you can get and you just roll down the hill in, the little orbs.
Like the bubble soccer things.
The bubble soccer. No, you kick the ball and you're in the big. Yeah.
But like a take on it.
Yeah, it's like a take on it. But no, there's another one that they've got that you can do. You actually get all the way completely in it and you roll down the hill inside this. Have you not seen them?
I'll put it on screen and edit so that they know what
Okay.
you're talking about.
No, I won't, because I could not find what she was talking about.
Yeah. So that's I kind of almost expected them to start then like rolling down the hill of their big navy eyes.
Well, Mason did, not on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was not quite designed for that one. That one is more of a soccer ball one.
Yeah. So then, all of a sudden, we got news that their first EP was coming.
Now that looks familiar too, doesn't it?
It only played on our living room TV, I don't know,
I know, because it was
20
the Wiggles.
times?
The Wiggles did it. Lily.
The Wig...
You know how they did that?
Only two of them are Australian, Mum. That's not the Wiggles.
No, but oh, yeah, okay. Since you like subjected me to years of Wiggles, that's the first thing that it looked like one of the Wiggles songs. Just think of it instead of black and white and yellow and green and yellow, red, blue. What was the other one? Purple.
I don't see it.
Okay.
But now I really want to know what song you're referring to.
Singing their really big hit,
Yeah.
the Shimmy Shake, the Wiggle.
Doesn't they have a shimmy shake feel to it?
You're saying the Connors Murray.
Shimmy shake, let's all do the shimmy shake. Shake
See?
it away.
They not have a shimmy shake feel to it? Go back and play again. No, not that. You do the...
All the way from
No, it's not
Sydney,
that. The
Australia.
actual clip. The Midnight
Singing-
Oh, the actual clip. Okay.
Yes. See, if it's got the shimmy shake feel to it. Or otherwise we'll just have to get rid of all that because I'm just being silly. See? Does that have a shimmy shake feel to it? Okay, you think I lost it now. She now thinks I lost it, but I reckon it looks a little bit like the black and white version of Wiggles Shimmy Shake.
We'll leave it up to the audience.
They think I've gone lost. But hey, anyway.
I don't know. I can't honestly
It just has
answer.
that kind of like fun feel to it, that's all. Yeah, there you go.
Just, you can have fun without it being the Wiggles.
Yes, I'm just saying that's what it reminded me of, and I know it's a very random comparison.
You know what? I'll let you have it.
Okay, moving on. Moving on.
Immediately when I saw that video, my first thought was that is something that my younger brother would do. You cannot tell me he would not just set up his phone in a sushi train just to like see what happens.
Yeah, he probably would actually. But it's kind of funny, like they've got this big breaking news and everyone's just sitting there still eating their sushi having no idea.
Yeah, and another
it's kinda
thing I
funny.
quite like about that is, again, we've talked about how they really know their target audience, but the caption says music for a sushi restaurant, literally. And Music for a Sushi Restaurant is a song by Harry Styles.
Yes, I did know that one.
So, we've talked about them really like making their fans feel seen. But one moment that really, really stands out in the whole history of Midnight to Morning, when tour started, Connor created a tradition, because they have a line in their song Heart on Fire about, like, a red dress. And so Connor started a tradition of bringing someone on stage who was wearing a red dress to dance with him.
Yeah. Well, that is very cute.
I know, and it would have absolutely made her day.
Yeah.
Like, especially, like, the real young fans.
Yeah.
Like, you remember that for forever.
Well, she'll be a fan forever, won't she?
Yeah. So, another thing that they did on tour that was, like, really respecting their lore and, like, acknowledging where they came from with building the band is they actually covered the songs that they covered on the show.
Oh, okay.
And fans loved that.
Yeah.
So, one of the things that happened next is that on tour there was an unreleased song called Math. And fans absolutely fell in love with it. Like, begging in every one of their live streams, when will you release Math? When will you release Math? Now, me personally, I live in New Zealand. I had no idea what these fans were talking about.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I don't know what they're talking about. This is some sort of like inside joke that I'm not a part of. Then, suddenly, after the fans begged, the song was ours. Like, a little bit of time passed, but
yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, it was like so quick. And so when I saw the first teaser for the song Math, I was like, oh, that's what this means. Because up until that point, as a New Zealand fan, it felt like some weird tour joke that I wasn't part of. And like, they have surprisingly a lot of Kiwi fans for someone who hasn't gone to New Zealand.
Yeah.
So all of the Kiwi fans are like,
gonna have to come in.
There's a whole petition, and I know you've seen it because all of you guys commented on it. Which means that you have to actually eventually come here. Anyway, that's just my little trying to force their hand. I've been trying.
They've got to actually watch this first, you know.
Well, we'll just have to tag them in it.
Yeah, alright. Tag. Hashtag. Hurry up, boys.
Hashtag hurry up, boys.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with that. So yeah, as like there were all of these comments from Kiwi fans been like, I'm from New Zealand, I have no idea what this means. Like, it feels like we're missing out. And then this, like, the teasers drop, the song drops, and we're like, finally, as Kiwi fans, we get to be a part of this, like, release Math.
Yeah.
Then we're up to the most exciting time in their chapters, which is present day, as of recording. So a few days ago, it was announced that they are signed to Universal Music.
Ooh.
But let me just
done,
explain
boys.
this, because
Yeah.
there's a common misconception. No, they have not left Chug Music. So Chug Music is their label.
Yeah.
So they're in charge. If the boys want to like write and release a song, Chug Music looks after that. Any sort of like publicity, any sort of tour, all lives under Chug Music. Universal Music, they are not under like Universal Music as in like a record label, but they're under Universal Music Publishing. So if someone wanted to use their song in a movie or a soundtrack or like any licensing for use of that song, Universal Music's in charge of that.
Okay, makes sense.
But what it does mean is that there's this like whole new world of possibilities for like where their song could be used, where their song could be discovered. Hopefully it means a little bit more radio play. If there's more radio play, hopefully they get on New Zealand radio because, you know, it is Universal Music.
Yes.
And if they're on New Zealand radio, hopefully that means that maybe there's a New Zealand tour because, again, Universal Music, Universal tour.
I see where you're going. Yep.
Yes. But a common misconception is that they've dropped their label Chug.
Yeah.
That is not the case. They are with both. But it is a very, very exciting time. And again, I am like a massive nerd when it comes to this stuff. So I couldn't help myself. I had to give you guys that extra bit of information. But this is a huge deal because it means like we are less than a year out from the first episode and when it released like not next month. Very shortly we will reach the 1 year anniversary of when the first episode of Building the Band aired. And already they're getting this recognition, they're getting these next career advancements. So it's a very exciting time to be a fan of this band.
Very well done.
Yeah. So that leaves us with this band with all of this lore, all of these inside jokes, who's done all of these tour dates with only 8 songs actually.
Only 8 songs.
Only 8 songs released. There are others that they sing on tour, but again, I live in New Zealand, I haven't heard them.
Only songs released. There's 8 songs released. That's well done.
That is really well done.
That's very well done.
Yeah. So we've got Bye, Heart on Fire, 17, Welcome to LA, Navy Eyes, Edge of Amazing, and Ghost of Us. And that's all on the Afterglow EP. And then we've got Math, one of their tour singles that fans fell in love with, and we somehow managed to get.
Nice.
So hopefully that means that this will be on their album, which fans are like hoping that there might be an album coming soon, but as of recording, we haven't heard anything. But like,
You mean a second album?
so no, like an album.
Oh, an album.
Because this is an EP that we've got so
EP,
far,
so yeah.
like a full length album.
Yeah. Oh, it has to be really, doesn't it?
Well, if they've been touring these other songs, you'd think so.
Yeah.
There's nothing official, but like every so often one of the guys will say a little something where you're like, there's an album that you're sitting on, isn't there?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they're very cheeky as well, like in the sense that they'll say like little things that you're like, what does that mean? And then like months later something will come out and we're like, it was right in front of our face, but like in the most cryptic way possible.
Yeah. Ah.
Just
good.
like, there were a lot of references to like flames and fire and stuff, and then the EP ended up being called Afterglow. And so I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
So, that is the story of how this band captured hearts worldwide. So, that leaves just one last point.
One question.
One final point. Will you be joining us?
I will be joining you. They have captured my interest.
Have they set your heart on fire? Do you not want to say bye? Do you accept the challenge of being a Midnight Till Morning fan?
I do. I do accept that challenge. I think they look like they're kind of a fun group to follow, to be fair.